Buy now, pay later. You've seen it everywhere, right? It's at every checkout, and on the surface, it feels like this super modern, totally harmless way to shop. It makes some pretty big promises. First up, the big one. No interest. Right away, you feel like you're getting a deal, like you're somehow beating the system compared to those old school credit cards. Then it takes a big, scary price tag and poof, turns it into these tiny little payments. Suddenly, it just feels so much lighter, so much more manageable. And finally, the real magic trick. Instant approval. There's no paperwork, no waiting around. It's just one click and that thing you wanted is on its way. It's completely seamless. But what are they really selling you here? This right here is the absolute heart of it. The real genius of buy now, pay later isn't about saving you money. Nope, it's all about psychology. It's designed to delay the pain of spending. It lets you have the fun of buying something right now and pushes the sting of paying for it way off into the future. So this idea of delaying the pain, how did it get so big, so fast? Well, it didn't just appear out of nowhere. It exploded because it was the perfect answer to some very real money pressures a lot of people were feeling. You had this perfect storm, you know? People wanted more wiggle room with their money. At the same time, prices for everything were going up, but for a lot of folks, their paychecks weren't. And then BNPL comes along, offering instant access to stuff with zero hassle. It felt like exactly the right tool at exactly the right time. And that's really how it came across. It didn't feel like some shady loan. It felt fresh, it felt fair, like a financial tool that was actually built for the way we live now. But here's the thing about convenience. It always has a cost, even if you can't see it right away. Okay, now this is where things get really fascinating. Buy now, pay later isn't just a financial product, it's a psychological tool. And it's specifically designed to hack the way your brain thinks about money and debt. Just look at this. It's the exact same amount of money, but see how different it feels? On one side, you've got 20,000 rupees. That number makes you pause, right? It feels heavy. But on the other side, 1,600 rupees a month. That feels like nothing. The price didn't change at all, but your whole perception of it just did a 180. And that is the hack. Your brain stops calculating the total debt you just took on. Instead, it gets laser focused on whether you can handle that one small, easy payment. The question in your head switches from, can I afford this thing, to, can I afford this tiny monthly payment? It's a totally different game. You know that little moment of hesitation you have before you buy something expensive? That, do I really need this feeling? That's called financial friction, and it is so, so important. It's like your brain's natural braking system. Well, buy now, pay later is engineered to completely remove that friction. It wants your foot on the gas. So, getting rid of that friction feels great in the moment. Super smooth, super easy. But what happens when you use this convenient little tool again and again and again? This is where the quiet danger starts to creep in. Seriously, think about it. One small payment plan, that feels totally fine. It's easy to keep track of. But who really stops at just one? And this is what's called the stacking effect. You've got one plan here, then another one with a different company over there, so it has a different due date. Then you add a third and a fourth. Each one felt so easy by itself, but now they're all tangled up into this messy, confusing web of payments. And just like that, without you even really noticing, a big chunk of your next paycheck is gone before it even hits your account. And the paycheck after that too. It's all been claimed by a bunch of small, easy purchases you made in the past. This quote from the source material just nails it. Because these aren't traditional loans, we don't track them the same way. They hide in the blind spots of our budgets, quietly adding up until one day the total is too big to ignore. And what's really interesting is who this is often aimed at. You might think it's for people who are flat broke, but that's not always the case. It's often for busy professionals, or young people just starting their careers, or anyone with an income that goes up and down. People who technically have the money, but maybe shouldn't be spending it right now. It basically cashes in on their impatience. So does all this mean buy now, pay later is just plain evil? Not necessarily. Like any tool, it really comes down to how you use it. So the real question becomes, where's the line between using it smartly and falling into a trap? Here are 3 simple black and white rules to keep you safe. Number 1, the full price of the item is already sitting in your bank account, period. No exceptions. Number 2, you're using it for timing, not for affordability. We'll talk about what that means in a sec. And number 3, The second you make the purchase, you log it in your budget as a real debt that you have to pay. And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. The good reason versus the danger zone. On the left, that's a smart, strategic move. You have the money, you just need to bridge your gap of a few days to catch a sale. That's timing. On the right, that's the trap. That's using BNPL to create fake affordability for something you actually can't afford right now. Look, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Buy now, pay later, never ever make something cheaper. All it does is turn down the volume on the consequences. It takes that loud, immediate warning bell and turns it into a quiet little whisper you can barely hear.
And that's the thing you absolutely have to remember. It's the problems we don't notice, the debts we forget to track, and the quiet consequences that always end up being the most dangerous to our financial health. Because when it comes to your money, nothing, and I mean nothing, is ever really free.